tried making a video downtown, but it was too noisy. It was too windy. So then I went to the mall, and it was too echoey. And so now I'm driving in my car, and I don't know, it's too bright, too much sun, at least through part of it. So the deal is, the lady I was taking care of died last Sunday. This is November 19th, it's a Sunday, and this is the neighborhood that I've been living in for ever since last December. But, you know, I was taking care of her in exchange for rent because, you know, my dad died a year ago, and rents are so expensive that I just sort of like, put myself out there as an experienced caregiver. And this family found me like right away, you know, like within hours of me putting it on Craigslist. So, you know, that was destiny. And, you know, it was a lot of work, but it's a lot of compensations and stuff like that. So, anyway, one of the things I was going to say, well, that I already did say in my other video that was too windy, was a couple weeks ago I had an astrology reading from this guy named Robert Phoenix, who I've been following for a couple years now. He used to have a show on Gaia TV called The 11th House, and now he has a radio show, posted on YouTube. And so he was talking about this everything reading that he loves to do. And I decided, well, you know, I'm going through all these transitions and everything, so maybe it's time to have an astrology reading. It's been a few years since I had one. And so he does two different kinds of charts, and he does the Mayan calendar, and then he works in the tarot and numerology and, you know, all kinds of stuff. And so he lives in Austin, Texas, and we had over 2 hours of a reading, and it was amazing. I mean, I have hope for the future now because there's all these things that are just on the cusp of, you know, life-changing. So this whole thing with Alice dying probably had something to do with it, and having to find another place to live. So one of the things, he, you know, talking about my YouTube channel, and he said that work's not really good for me, you know, I should continue to do YouTube. And so he's asked me if I ever thought about writing, and I said, well, yeah, I wrote a book already, you know, and I even sent it off to a publisher, Bear and Company, and got a pretty good response to it, although, you know, their thing was that they had everything already, like for the next 2 years already set up, you know, for their publishing, and they said it was an interesting idea, interesting project and all that kind of stuff, but you know, it wasn't the right time. So you know, I had the feeling that, well, it's just really not the right time right now, but there will be a time. It's involving meditation and artwork. And so it's called Listening to Your Imagination. Look at these clouds. So I'm going down here to Whole Foods to get some dinner. looks like it's pretty crowded. Usually I can grab a handicap spot, but oh, there's a spot over there, but I don't know if I can get it. Oh yeah. Well, there's two of them. I can get one of them. So, trying to drive with one hand here and park the car. Thank goodness for power steering. There, I'm here. So, anyway, let me turn this off. So, you know, I'm in this transitional period again, which it seems like just about everybody I know is in some kind of transition right now. So I already have a lead on a place to move to, and you know, my thoughts are nothing lasts forever. So even if this isn't the perfect place, at least it's like the right amount, you know, it's affordable. And then I could start working on some of my other projects, because not being a caregiver, I'll have a whole lot more time. So I stopped watching the news. Even on YouTube. I keep up with a few things. You know, waiting for Hillary to be arrested, waiting for all those indictments to come out, see how many pedophiles they can put away, you know, that kind of thing. And so I started sewing again. I hadn't been sewing in a couple of years. So I made 4 shirts in the last 2 weeks. And I've been watching videos on techniques of watercolor, and I like to do this stuff called Zentangle, then, you know, watercolor that and whatever. So that's been real interesting. And so what I'm thinking is probably going to happen is that I will start a new YouTube channel, and I will call it Listening to Your Imagination, because that's the title of the book. And it was inspired by a woman named Judith Cornell, who was doing mandalas, and it's all about mandalas, and working with meditation and artwork. So, since I already have the manuscript and everything, what I was doing was I was writing 1 page of sort of stream of consciousness. You know, I was also reading this book on how to clear your mind so that you could be more creative. And they were saying, write 1 page continually, do not stop writing, just continue writing, and, you know, it dumps all the thoughts out of your head. So that's basically what the text is. But, you know, there's sort of a stream about what was going on in my life and everything during that time. So, anyway, I'll let you guys know when that happens. Beautiful clouds.